Welcome in everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. The weekend's been going pleasantly. We're gonna play this visual novel called It Gets So Lonely Here. It is a Yandere Yuri visual novel. It has 3 endings. I think we're only gonna get one though, and then maybe switch off to another game. Hold on, I'll just show you guys. I picked these games because it is loneliness awareness, and they fit the theme. So, yeah, why not? Not gonna lie, the vibes have been vibing lately, and I wasn't gonna stream today, but I did, cause I cannot just keep running from, you know. So we're here for doing this. Why is it looking like that? Why does it look like that? Anyway, this is the game in question that we're gonna do the visual. It does not have a video. I showed this last night too. Looks cool. So yeah, I don't know how long exactly it's gonna be, because some people have finished it in an hour. So we'll see. My voice breaking? That sounds so weird. Anyways, that's one game, and after that, if we have time, I'll play this. What? I did look up loneliness earlier, none of these showed up. No, loneliness artist. This.
In grade school, I was asked, what do you want to be when you
I
grow up?
would not be able to play it though.
I have to admit, I didn't react well when I found this in the living room.
You know he decided to join to get away from you, right? What are we down to after Michael's out of here? Mom and Dad on a good day?
That's
Oh,
good art though.
I'm not going down that road right now.
Okay.
I would give anything to be rid of that voice. Oh, if there's one thing I can count on my brother for, it's his glowing sense of optimism and humor.
It isn't about leaving you.
Hmm.
I'll never leave you. This isn't a goodbye forever. I'll protect you, Charlie. No matter what.
Welcome to living with anxiety.
Living with anxiety. Cool. Is it voiced? Oh, it is. Perfect. I don't know if I'd be able to play though, but we'll find out after that game. Now let's get started. I'm gonna put down the trigger warning for that game though. Oh. Reason I cannot end it on my laptop. There. Now it's giving the option. Super that's super loud. At least for me it is. Hi CJ, welcome in. Yeah, that's loud. How are you doing today? trying to get this game to show up. There. Close. No, okay. Go. There you go. How are you doing, CJ? It's nice to see you back here. But so pretty. Okay. I'm doing good. You? I'm okay. Kinda tired. So loud. Alright. This is fine. It has so many language options. So cool. Like, obviously. Okay. Back. What are your plans for today, CJ? Start. Forest. Still on college? No. That's a story of past at this point. I stopped in September last year. October maybe. I don't know if you know, but I got my degree from my distant learning college, so there's that. This okay. What on earth is going on? What are these sounds? Talking about languages, I'm trying to learn another one. That is, what on earth am I hearing? Oh, yeah, I love French. I don't know much or at all French, but it sounds really beautiful. I remember learning a few words from it a long time ago and thinking that it was beautiful. Oh, I didn't know. That's alright. Now you know. You are running through a forest. Okay, that's probably what the noise is for. Into the word knows what might be waiting for you. The devil, for sure. Who is howling? Who is howling like that? It is late at night, and the sky is as black as pitch. There is nothing to light your way except for the moon's smoky glow, but its rays cannot reach you properly. The trees which surround you, jutting out of the earth like eerie monuments to a foreign god, are bolting out most of the light. You cannot see where you're going. Even if you had commenced your flight at a more sensible hour, however, with the light of the sun to aid you, it would be of little use. You do not know where you're going. You have no map, no route, no plan. Wow, that is so me. You are running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy. Nervy, with no destination in mind. I like the flower in the veins. It's really cool. I kinda want to get a tattoo that has something like that. Flowers, veins, queens. Wines, yes, vines. Goals. You have no desire as you run, except to escape. You cannot let yourself be caught. If that were to happen, you are certain that it would be ruined. What does that mean? You have no choice, therefore, but to keep going on and on and on, though your feet are screaming at you for mercy. I feel like a lot of people would relate with these sentences. You have no idea how long you've been running. Time has begun to blend together. It has lost all meaning. Something sharp snags at the hem of your skirt, but you do not have the luxury to pause and examine what has happened. This is music. Oh, yeah, I do not know what that means. What does it mean? Wait, Google Translate it? The way French sounds is, yeah, it is very beautiful. Which one of it means beautiful? Which word means beautiful? um, something sharp. I read that, yep. Instead, you tug. You know what? I should maybe, when I do the second run of these games, I should change the language. That way I'll maybe learn a language. Instead, you tug, okay? Your skirt tears, oh, the sounds splitting through the forest, and you stumble forwards with a shocked gasp. You're free, but at what cost? Your skirt has been irrevocably damaged. It might be too late to worry about such trivial matters now, though. If you do not start running again, and soon, she will catch you. Oh, I'm running from my lover, okay. Then your life will be over. You do not know if she's still following, but you do not want to risk looking over your shoulder. If you were to see her, silhouetted beneath the tree, looking at you with that sickly sweet smile which once ensnared you, you would lose what little nerve you possess. Your legs would lock up, and your blood would freeze in your veins. then you would crumple. You would fall, but you would not hit the ground. Wow. This is really good writing. She would be there to catch you. Did she not promise when you made that contract that you would never be alone? Ooh. I was watching the VOD you uploaded these days. The VOD. It's a little behind on the schedule because there's a few streams that I still have to upload on that before we catch up to today. But yeah, what about them? You would like to take back that silly wish of yours, but it is too late for that? Oh. What was the wish? It is too late for lots of things. Real. All you can do is run. You run and run and run while icy fog swirls about your feet. It is cold enough to stab the heat from your body, and you shudder from it. It feels as though you are drowning. It feels as though you are buried alive. Your knees and your shins, meanwhile, are bleeding. You cannot endure much more of this. But if you value your own life, you must. You must run. Run. Run, run, run. Until you reach a fork in the road. There are 3 paths which split off through the forest. I was gonna start singing Run Baby Run, the song, but it came to an end. Well, 4 if you can't count the path down which you came. I don't think, yeah. You cannot exactly double back on yourself though, not when you have put so much effort into running forwards. You know, even if you take these sentences out of the context of this game, it will be so much deep. It would just lack a little bit of danger to it, but you know. You can only press on. The 3 paths are signposted, which is something of a strange sight given you were so deep in the forest. Is that rain or is that like just heavy wind? Dark though it might be, you have grown accustomed to the shadows. Yeah, shadows are beautiful. I love shadows. You can just about pick out the writing on this old dilapidated signpost, curved and slanted though it is. Your fate, if you forgive me for sounding cliche, is in your hands. Yes, it is indeed. That is so scary. Now I wonder, which path? No, I do not know. This is a big choice. Do you have any plans for today's season? Are you gonna watch any movies? Play any games? Go to the shore, go to the village. I'm gonna go to the castle and meet a vampire, yeah. Yeah, if I'm dying it may as well be at the hands of a vampire. Good idea, let's go. All decent fairy tales tend to conclude in castles once they're... I know that's a word now at this point because the writing is great, but I don't know what that is. Put upon heroines are finally able to wed the handsome princess they once dreamed of. That's what they are though, fairy tales. Why bother trying your luck with the shore, which may very well be deserted, or the village, which will be full of dirty, barefoot peasants? Okay, I feel like you're being judgmental. It is far better to skip the suffering and go straight to the grand finale. That is very, yeah, thank you, I guess. Yeah, I do not like the process. I did not realize you had it in you to be so mercenary. Hmm. Well, I'm held back. I can only wonder what you will uncover during your moonlit meandering. The night is far from over, and your adventures are only just beginning. Answering the question, just going to watch some movies or play a bit. Cool, that sounds chill. What were you gonna say about the watch? What is there? It is. Also, I watched this movie recently called Cruella. I like it. It's good. It's giving Harley Quinn, but in a different way. Like, not for the Joker. I hope only that you have brushed up on your courtesies. They might come in handy when one is interacting with the story. I just gonna lower that down. Royals can be temperamental after all. If you fail to treat them with the prerequisite amount of respect, you might come to regret it. You follow the path which leads to the castle, supporting yourself on very aching legs which feel ready at a moment's notice to detach from your hip. Okay, I'm gonna redo this. You follow the path which leads to the castle, supporting yourself on very aching legs which feel ready at a moment's notice to detach from your hips. You are little more than a wisp of a girl, but have been running for so very long, and your feet are so very numb. You feel like a great lumbering thing, clumsy and ungainly. The soles of your feet are screaming at you. You need to lie down, and quickly. You only hope, as you continue to run, that you will find a spare room available for you in the castle. I feel like lowering the sound did nothing. You do not know what exactly will await you at the castle, but you have vision as you run up a vast, opulent dwelling. This dwelling will surely be full of finely furnished rooms in which you might rest your very head. There must also be a king and a queen inside this castle. You ponder, who will be kind and wise? What of their children? What of a princess? Every good castle must possess a princess who will take pity on you and your plight. Oh, nothing. I just wanted to say that reminded me of old times watching the watch. Oh, yeah. I get that. Thank you, though. I appreciate the support. I know I used to do the summaries, but I could not keep up with them. I how do I say it? I liked doing them. They were fun to do, but I ended up having not done a lot of them, and then a lot of time had passed, and by that point I just cannot catch up with so many streams, right? So I just stopped it. She's just endlessly running. Wow. Stamina. You can imagine the face of this generous princess with ease, thanks to the fairy tales you read in abundance as a small child. The princess will be fair of hair and blue of eye, with soft pink lips, hers like rosebuds. I feel you. Right? God. Damn, I miss using that phrase. Now we just use real. Bring back I feel you. um Also, I have a question. Since we're talking about old times, that is true indeed. I'm gonna replace real with I feel you now. Yeah. It kinda sounds a little creepy, but that's what I like about it. Like, it's creepy in a way. But it's really good. Like, it has more sentimental value to it than real. Oh, right. The question I was gonna ask, while we're on the topic of old times, what, um, what was it that made you stick around, Caesar? Like, was it anything about what I play, how I am? Because International Being You Day is coming up, and I have no idea who I am anymore. So, I thought it'd be interesting to see what people thought or stayed around for. Oh my god, also, did you know, um, there's a day that's called World Goth Day? A Goth Day? There's a Goth Day. It was last month. Okay. Her limbs will be slender, her hands dainty and unsullied from physical labor. Her sensibilities will be sweeter than marzipan. What even is marzipan? She will be kind to you and compassionate, just like an older sister. You do not know what older sisters are like, Belle. Or younger sisters, for that matter. You are only guessing. That's how you imagine them to be. That's valid. I'd imagine them the same way. You're not a complete fool, however, despite your tendency to daydream, you do have a few reservations. Okay, good, good. Monarchs do not, as you know from vicarious reading, have the best track record when it comes to caring for the peasantry. Damn, I should have just went to the village then. Was there not a very famous queen who once said with a cavalier wave of her hand that the hungry peasants in her kingdom should content themselves with cake if bread was not an option? That's really ignorant. You think that this might be a misquote, but the point still stands. Though royals are supposed to grant their subjects suffer in their time of need, this does not always happen. In fact, it very rarely happens. Kings and queens and princesses and princes are just people at the end of the day, and they are subject to the same grief that all humans are. This is very philosophical, but I really want the sound to shut up. Okay. They can also be careless and selfish and inconsiderate. There is no guarantee that this mythical princess with your imagination will help you. Why? There is no guarantee that this mythical princess exists at all. Still, you must try. It is this hope which keeps you going. Indeed it is. Wouldn't be here without that. Oh, that's pretty. You continue to run to the castle. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods, but finally, you do it. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that. Did I not say that time had begun to lose all its meaning? You did. The forest is behind you now, at least, and all the awful nightmares which dwelt within it. It is still cold, though, and foggy, and very, very dark. The sun has yet to rise. Is it auto-saving or something? There's a black rose over there, and I really like that. You can see the moon more clearly now, though, as it hangs above your head, round as any pearl or orb or crystal ball. The moon shines down upon the castle, which looms in front of you like a cliffside. Oh, fuck. So loud. The stone... Kinda lower though. What is the stone edifice of the building is imposing, and it drowns you in shadows darker than the depths of the deepest ocean. The castle is not all dark though, not like the night sky above it. When you crane your head, you can see that there are light flickering within in the narrow, stilted windows. It would appear that somebody is home. By the way, you were going to ask me something about old times. I did. I was like, okay, well, I was asking if, I was asking what made you, like, stick around or stay. Because International Being You Day is coming up and I have no idea who I am anymore. So I figured it'd be a good idea to ask. That'd be fun to know. The king and queen, what about them? Ew, the somebody is home. Like, how did you perceive me back then? You have to expect, as you stand there, that armored knights will accost you for daring to approach the castle of king and queen so-and-so. Do you not know your place, foolish peasant girl with the dirty skirt? Be gone with you. You are not, of course, a peasant. Your family is a wealthy one. Or rather, they were, before your father made a series of financial decisions. You do not look like a young lady right now, though, with your dirty face and skirt which is torn at the hem. If any guards were to take you for a vagrant, it would not be surprising. But though you stand there dithering, your filthy fingers hooked in front of your filthy skirt, you do not hear any cry. Nobody sounds the alarm. Lights might be on inside the castle, but there is nobody outside its perimeter standing sentry. There is nobody to impede your entry, and the elaborate iron gates which are set into the vast stone walls about the castle's exterior are open, just a crack. Just enough for you to push them open, wide open, and get through. Or slip, yeah. It would be a trivial matter to slip inside. There is nobody to stop you. Why are you trembling now, you silly thing? You have come so very far. It would be an act of foolishness to turn around now. Go on, go. That sounds like an inner monologue of the girl, which so valid, so relatable. You inhale, perhaps, in an attempt to screw up your courage, which has at long last begun to fail you. And then you step forwards. Let's go! You slide between the wrought iron gates, as stealthy and as secretive as a thief. Then cross the path which leads up to the tall imposing structure. The doomed doorway which leads into the castle itself, seen from stone, is closed, but at a push of your palm it swings inward. The door creaks alarmingly as it opens, the sound loud enough to split the silence like a thunderclap. You inhale at this and glance around you, your eyes darting hither and thither. What? If there are any guards posted about the castle's ground, they should all have been alerted by that sound. Surely, yeah. Will they come for you at long last? Maybe there is nobody. What will happen should they catch you? Will they throw you in the dungeons? Does not sound like a pleasant way to spend a night. Hey, at least it's just a night. At least, yeah, you would have a roof over your head though. And you would not have to keep walking. Your feet really do ache. You heartbeat? Oh yeah. You stand there for an indeterminable amount of time, your heart pounding a panicked, irregular rhythm in the base of your throat. But no matter how much time elapses, no guards come. You are thankful for your good luck, though it does make you wonder, where is everybody? You're in a parallel universe, nobody exists but you and what you were running from. Well, we're friends, I guess. That's why I stayed. But yeah, back in the day I stayed because you were one of the few streamers that actually interacted with the chat, and you know, I was in a not so nice moment of my life, so I found refuge on your stream. So I did not expect to be that long. It's okay, thank you, I appreciate it. And yes, we are friends. There is no kissing, we are friends. We're twins! That's nice. Thank you. Thank you for that, though. Thank you for typing all that. Appreciate it. I did read that, right? Yeah, surely I read that. Could you be the very last human left alive? Yeah, and what you were running from. You frowned, then pressed your palm back against the door. Unless what you were running from is not human. What the? You push less cautiously this time. Needles of the loud sound which splits the silence. Okay? There is no point in worrying about the guards. Not they might very well be non-existent. Yeah, just do what you want. Go for it, you know, slay. Fly, the earth is yours. Your entry to the castle secured. You then take steps forward. You're welcome, young lady. Thank you, mother. Door swing shut behind you, and the resultant slam makes you jump. Are you trapped? You did not expect it. Your heart knocks against your ribs, and with wild eyes, you glance about. You're standing in a vast entrance hall made of stone which splits off into any number of passages. I feel like this has a gothic vibe. A little bit. With the story, the music, and the way it's written. A little bit of the graphics. At the very end of the hall, meanwhile, there is a large, elaborate staircase, one which seems to extend to the heavens themselves. Okay, not hell? Or is there one hidden somewhere that leads to the hell? It is dark inside the hall, but there are numerous torches set in stones in the stone wall which are aflame. They offer some relief from the shadows. You can hear the faint sound of the wind outdoors as it moans against the castle's impervious walls, but you cannot hear any footsteps. Not to forget, you saw my English improve in all these times. I did. Good job. You have come a long way with everything. Proud of you. Not hear anyone. You cannot, more important, hear any people. Maybe the castle is empty. If that is the case, though, then who lit these torches? It is a curious conundrum. You muster up what remains of your courage, then cry out, addressing the empty hall in timorous ways, which fails to properly fill up the space, of course. Hello, you say, your eyes wide. Is anybody there? Classic movie scene. Your voice echoes through the vast, empty hall, but it is met yet again silence. You cannot say you are too surprised, but it is somewhat disappointing. Not one to be deterred, you try again and again, your voice growing louder with each subsequent attempt. No matter how loud your voice, however, it fails to reach any ears. If anybody is here, they do not seem to be particularly sociable. It's a vampire for sure. That, or perhaps they simply cannot hear you. Could they be in another room? Yes, that must be it. I think it's about time we leave the castle, my love. You will never find that pretty fairy tale princess of your imagination if you idle, you know. Okay. It is time to get to work. Put those legs of yours to good use. Damn. Not knowing what else to do, is there anything else you can do? I don't know. You begin to explore. Examine the rooms, first on the ground floor of the castle, which are of a similar scale to the impressive entrance hall, large and richly furnished, utterly unoccupied. First time I sent an audio in English was awful. Now I'm like, okay, maybe I can try teaching. You're definitely at the level where you can try teaching for sure. Wait, oh yeah, you wanted to be a teacher. I remember you mentioning that. Go for it. I think you'd be a great teacher. Did I miss? No, I did not. I can't. After some time of aimless meandering, encountering nobody except for the ghosts of eons past memorialized on portraits upon the walls, mustered the courage to ascend to the second floor. This floor too you examine, wandering through a seemingly endless series of hallways until, at long last, you find a door which is ajar. From between the crack in the door and the jamb, you can see flickering light. Irregular, yes, but it is light nonetheless. Am I a moth? Could it be from a fireplace? Am I a moth chasing light? That would suggest, then, that this room is occupied unlike all the others. Perhaps the kindly princess you dreamed of will be awaiting you in this room. Sure, definitely. She will save you from all of the misery and injustice. It is with a trembling hand that you press your palm against the door. Okay. You push it. Then you step inside the bedchamber, which unveils itself to you. Shyly you stand on the threshold of the chamber of your courage extinguished and gasp. Much. Okay. The bedroom itself is gorgeous. It is a chamber so luxuriant, not even the shadows can obscure the fine craft of the furniture within it, nor the rich patterns on the wall. It is the girl inhabiting the chamber, however, who truly takes your breath away. Time for me to die. Let's go. Sitting upon the velvetin vel velvet sheet of the towering four-poster is a girl in a sumptuous red gown, to be of a like age to you. I like the outfit. Really cool. I want I want it. You do not have a clear view of the girl's face. Her head is bowed, her gaze directed downwards at her lap. You can tell from her hair, however, from her slender curls, which protrude from beneath the hem of her dress, that she is very pretty. Okay. Phones will abandon me. It was good to stay that long again. Yeah, thank you for staying. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. Get some rest. Be nice to yourself. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you, mother. Bye bye. Okay. Pretty princess and me. The girl's hair is golden, just like freshly cut wheat. Okay, but it is the red of her dress which really captures attention, not the black or the red and black combo. She is so striking, you cannot look away from her. She is striking indeed. The girl is not alone in her chamber either. She has a companion, though this companion is not half so endearing as she is. In her lap, perched upon her velvet skirt, is a doll. It's a doll. What do you mean? companion's not beautiful. The doll's hair, like that of her mistresses, is golden, though much of it is hidden beneath the bonnet. Okay. The girl is adjusting the china teacup held in the doll's tiny hand, while the rim of the cup glanced in the light which exudes from the fireplace. If the girl is of a similar age to you, it seems strange that she would content herself with playing with dolls. Why not? How old are you? Is she not too old for it? I doubt. This girl would be more at home, you decide, at a ball, wearing an extravagant gown, speaking with wealthy noblemen, perhaps even princes. So she's living her life, let her be. Why are we hating? She should not be sitting in what you presume is her bedchamber, adjusting a teacup in doll's hand. Excuse me, ma'am, but you should not be in her bedchamber. You should be working like you said that she should. But you are not afforded much more time to stand here, marveling at the girl, because she turns and she raises her head. Then her eyes meet yours. You thought the girl was pretty when first you observed her sitting on the edge of her plush velvet bed examining her doll. Now she's looking at you, however her face illuminated by the flames in their grate. You can see that you were mistaken. What do you mean? She's not just pretty, she is beautiful. So much so it is breathtaking. She looks as though she has stepped out of the pages of a picture book. Yeah, quite literally, yeah. She is simple, too perfect. She's simply too perfect to belong to this world. Okay. Perhaps she's some kind of vision, a waking dream, a hallucination. You know, that's very possible. But no, she's none of those things, okay? The doll on her lap is a cold, hard thing made of porcelain, and it is unflinchingly, reassuringly real. If she were a mirage, surely she would not be able to handle physical objects such as this. It is strange, though. The doll, though immaculately made, looks oddly imperfect when compared to the girl who is holding it. Okay, I guess. She's so startlingly beautiful. She even puts man-made representations of feminine charms to shame. Man-made representations of feminine... I mean... they're man-made! The sight of her makes you feel rather weak. Why? You always have had a fondness for fair maidens, haven't you? Oh, weak like that. Okay. You're rather hopeless when it comes to them, even worse than a knight errant from a courtly legend. Your aesthetic appreciation is not particularly ladylike, but, well, it is not every day a girl encounters an elegant beauty like this, attired in red, illuminated by the firelight. That is true, that is a very special occasion. It is not every day you break into, or slip into castles either, so... Hold on, I missed something. I suppose I can forgive you for this rudeness, as too can the girl. Me? What are you talking about? She does not seem to be the type to hold a grudge. Yeah, so it seems. Oh, the girl says, in a voice that's surprisingly enough far less refined than her appearance. It is good to see you. I've been waiting. You've been waiting for a knight in shining armor? Has she? That is news to you because we need the knight. We are assuming you're the knight. that is news to you. You blink, perplexed, a response on the tip of your tongue, but you are unable to expel it into the ether. Fancy. The girl is setting her doll aside. I like. Then she stands, the hem of her dress swishing about her legs. Hem of her dress swishing about. Okay. Nimbly, like a ballerina, she canvases the space between you, then takes your hand in her own. Oh, you must, the girl says, her eyes aglow with excitement. Be my new lady's maid. New lady's maid. Your new lady, so stepmother? It's been a while, but it's such a relief that you finally arrived. I knew that you would. Yeah, of course I would. Why wouldn't I? You'd never leave me alone, not when you knew how long I was waiting. Oh, I'm so happy. The girl's good mood is contagious, so much so you find yourself being swept away in it. You are tempted to accept any identity she might press upon you. You have never been a maid before, but you might not mind being this girl's maid. Yeah, she does not seem like a poor mistress to serve, not if she's always this kind. You cannot mask the confusion, however, which flickers across your face. Also, sorry about the ads, guys. Let me read the chat recap, and then I'm gonna drink some water. Meanwhile, let's catch up on the chat. Yeah. While the ads are going, CJ's feeling nostalgic, reflecting on their journey from chat lurker to friend. Thanks to Hope's genuine interaction during tough times, too. Okay. Witnessed personal growth from language skills to confidence, and are now considering teaching. But Alice phone's call for abandonment blooms. Terrible wishes are in the air with a touch of cool. Cool. That's pretty cool. Alright. Oh my. My dog just came under my desk and laid down. Guess I'm gonna have to get a bigger desk and put a bed down there or something. I need to clean my room. What is she doing? Okay, we're gonna continue. I just took a picture of her. I do really need to get a new desk. This one's kind of breaking because it kind of broke while I was setting it up. Engineered wood. So, Anyways, we're confused in this game. Welcome back from the ads. You are not good enough actress, and in any case, this is all happening too quickly. Why? You barely know this girl. Why is she being so familiar? Because she thinks she knows you, obviously. It is with blank, Boolean eyes that you examine the girl. Oh yeah? Thought you said the confusion showed. Your befuddlement is pronounced enough that even the girl, despite her good mood, notices it. She frowns. Then she says, her fingers sliding away from your own. Or am I mistaken? Are you not my new lady's after all? Disappointment in the girl's face is abundant, so much so your heart clenches. You do not know her, she is still a stranger, but you are struck of all of a sudden with intense desire to appease her. Nope. You do not want to let her down. The thought is devastating. You were not aware. You tell her. What is she doing? Ma'am. Okay. What are you doing? You were not aware. You tell her that you had applied to be her maid, but if that's what she willed, you would not be opposed to it. You pray that she forgives you, though, for your discombo. I know that's a word. I cannot pronounce it. I could not pronounce it when I first came across it either. What is she doing? I swear. Excuse me. What are you doing? She's like circling, but she's like laid down. Hi. You're up on your feet, huh? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Hey. Guess she did not want to sit here. Just looking for something. I don't know what. Careful. You pray that she forgives you, though, for your discombobulation. Never mind. You come from a distant country, and you have traveled. Ooh, careful. For many miles. You know not where you are, and you do not know who she is. Hey. Okay. Ignore me. What? You don't know who I am? It is regrettable, you tell her, but no, you do not know her, though. It is no fault of her own. Why you have spent such a long time running? You hardly even know yourself. So you are a fugitive then from another country, I see. I won't pry into your past then, if you'd rather forget about it. That's really sweet of you. Let's do that. I don't mind sharing my past with you, though. Everybody in this country knows who I am, after all, or at least they should. Now, this is quite the impressive boast. If it were to come from the lips of another, you would find it unpleasantly arrogant. Indeed. Indeed we would. You do not think, however, that this girl is trying to show off. You get the feeling instead that she is merely telling the truth. If you don't have the pleasure of knowing me, then allow me to do the honors. Please, go on ahead. My father and my mother were the king and queen of this realm. And I'm its princess. Realm? What do you mean, realm? I've lived in this castle all my life, so I don't know much about the outside world, but I do know that other countries exist out there. I presume it is from one of these foreign countries that you come from? Yeah, I do, I guess. It is very good to meet you. I've always wanted to talk to somebody from overseas. It feels like quite the opportunity. Yeah, I guess. The girl giggles at this and I smile in response. You tell her unthinkingly that it is your pleasure, really, to meet her, or at least you mean to. You only get halfway through this remark when the full gravity of what the girl has told you sinks in. You come to a stop, and you stare. Did she just say she was a princess? Did you not think she was a princess? Excuse me? Hi Gab. Hi Gab. How are you doing? New outfit? No, this was an older avatar. I didn't make a new outfit. Just reusing it. I do want to make a new outfit, but I'm too tired. But I will, eventually. How are you doing? How was your day? Oh god, oh, never saw it. It's alright. I used it in February. I don't think you were around for a lot of the February streams, so it's fine. I only used it for like a fraction of time. It was like a theme short. I was going from like this calm and whatever cutesy person to bad bitch for Valentine's vibe. So yeah, it was like there for 7-ish days. How are you? I'm alright. I'm doing this visual novel, which is really interesting. So I'm invested. Did you have dinner, by the way? Except a little problem with my car, it's been all good. I sent a video of the problem on your Discord if you want to check it out. Sure, one sec. What the car? Wait, I have Discord right here. Translation. Here. Two. Oh damn, that's bad. That that's bad. You need to get that fixed. You need to get that fixed. Is it drivable? Like, I don't. What is it drivable? Uh, this is a yandere Yuri visual novel, and there's no really good ending in it. So this is my first run. I think I'm gonna do one ending, then maybe switch to another game. It is an easy fix. Oh yeah, I only have 3 and 4 games, right? Yeah. It is an easy fix. Okay, that's good. Do you know how to fix it? You mean, yeah, the anime meaning. That's exactly what it said on the Steam page. Okay. Yes, that's right. I'm a princess, and one day I'll be a queen. After I've done a little bit of growing up, I guess. My ministers don't think I'm ready to run the country just yet, but I've been doing my best at lessons. Hey, the best is enough. Yeah, already temporarily fixed it. Okay, good, good. You're smart. Um, did you have dinner, by the way? I'll go to sleep now. I just wanted to can have a nice dream. Hey, thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Get some good sleep. Have a good night. Bye bye. Take care. Yeah? Good. One day, I'm sure I'll be the best queen there ever was. So she really is a princess. Bye. Bye. She is a princess. That makes sense, I suppose, given she lives in a castle, but it comes as a... I'm sorry, how does it come as a surprise to you? You've been expecting that all this time. You hadn't known before you entered the... Okay, that you were trespassing on a lady of such great renown. Really? Really? Do we have history here? No? No history? No history, okay. Why? If she willed it, she could have you executed for your carelessness. An ugly red flush creeps up on your face, a flush which is far more lurid than the princess's dress as you look to your feet. Bashfully, you stammer out a new address. That you are very sorry for intruding upon her and you hope that she can forgive you. Oh, it's alright. Think nothing of it. I don't mind, really. We all make mistakes, and anyway, you weren't to know. You said you weren't from around here. Yeah, I definitely did not expect to see a princess at all with blue eyes, though. Yours are red, which is really pretty. You nod your head in silent affirmation. It isn't a complete lie. It is a complete total lie, actually. You really are not from... Okay, yeah, apart from that, you're not from this world at all. How wonderful. I'll look forward to picking your brain later. Okay. All of my servants come from the nearby village. Their tales are all the same, and so are their superstitions. Ah, like that, okay. I have a feeling I know what ending I'm gonna get here. Cannibals. I could do with a breath of fresh air, indeed. My last lady's maid told me that I was too impetuous, but I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting a bit of adventure. Yeah, adventure's pretty fun. Life, not adventure, what do you do? I say that, but I honestly just adventure in my head, laying on my bed. Not that I've ever been afforded much of that. I've been shut up in here for so long, I hardly ever get the chance to talk to other girls my age. Nice, okay. My last lady's maid was older than me, and so was the one before her, and the one before her. Some of the princess's fair mood seems to dissipate as she speaks, her expression turning by degrees into something rather more pensive. But I haven't seen any of my old lady's maids in a while. or any of the other servants for that matter. I wonder why they've all disappeared. Now, that is quite curious. How could a whole household full of servants simply disappear, right? That I don't know. This castle was full of servants once, and my lady's maids, and my undermaids, and my scullery maids, my housekeeper, my cooks, and a large routine of retainers. What? They're all gone now, though. I think my ministers must have sent them away. I don't know why they would have done that, though. They didn't explain it to me. I still don't know who I was running from, though. But then again, they never explain anything to me. They still treat me like the little girl. It's tiring. Yeah, get it. She said that her ministers sent her servants away. What of her parents, the king and the queen? Would they not be the ultimate authorities in the castle's hierarchy? Maybe she doesn't have parents? Like, something happened? They would, yes, if they were still alive, but they're not. They died a long time ago. I was raised for most of my life by my servants. Oh, I see. Oh, you answer, and then you flush. You hadn't known. It's alright. You don't need to apologize. I'm just happy that I have you now. Yeah. I'm a little bit skeptical of you, though. I feel like you're gonna roast and eat me. I was getting sick and tired of only having my dolls to speak to. They aren't the best conversational partners. True. You can imagine, so yes. Without any doll, even one made by a talented artisan with an intelligent face, indistinguishable from a human's, would be very good at answering back. If they answer back, they're not dolls. Maybe robots. Or ghosts. Oh no, they aren't. They're hopeless at it. Really, they're so stony-lipped. You have no idea how much of a relief it is to see you. It gets so lonely here. I understand. Trust me, I do. Now that is an interesting turn of phrase. Wait, is it? What did she say? This castle is so big, and without my servants it feels so heavy, so empty, sorry. It's so lonely here. It catches, the phrase catches your head like a burr. Have you heard it before? I have indeed heard it before. It's the name of the game. You do not. And it did burr in my head. It's pretty good. You do not have much time to ponder this, however, because the princess is speaking anew, in that curiously conversational manner of hers, which does not seem particularly princessy. Maybe she learned how to speak from her servants. Yeah, most likely. They raised them. They raised her, sorry. That would explain why her consonants are so unrefined. But listen to me yammering on again. It's a bad habit. I really must put a stop to it. You're probably tired, dear one, from your travels. Would you like me to show you to your room? Yes, please. The princess announces before you can say anything. Okay. I think I'll do just that. I might show you around the castle first, though. It's like a maze in there, and I wouldn't want you getting lost. That is really helpful. Thank you. We will definitely not get lost. You'll be staying here for quite some time, after all. I assume, now that I'll be becoming your new lady's maid. The princess then hastens to take you on a tour of her home. Oh my god, the tour. Fortunately, she does not show all of the room in her abode, and neither does she offer fairly long descriptions as to what the few rooms she does show you are used for. She does, however, pause by the kitchens, where she offers you some bit of victuals. Once the growling in your belly has been satisfied, the princess then resumes her journey. She leads you down a dark, twisting hallway and up a series of equally dark, twisting steps until she arrives, at long last, before a door. The princess pushes this door aside summarily. I cannot pronounce that for some reason. Summary. Thus permitting you entrance to a small, humble bedchamber. I will practice it later. The door needs to stop dooring. This chamber is not half so opulent as the grand bedroom in which the princess resides, with its resplendent four-poster and its richly patterned wallpaper. This room's ceiling is not as high, and the singular bed shoved up against the wall is thin and narrow. The walls are an unassuming beige, and the floor beneath your soles is of wrapped wood. There is a malodorous scent too, which hangs in the air, one of disuse and general decay. Okay, I can imagine that. I think you get the feeling that nobody has slept in this for quite some time. That might explain why it feels so cold in here. Though if the princess door of her castle has taught you anything, it is that cold is in every room in her abode. Now, here we are, the final stop of our tour. This will be your room, dear one. I hope it's to your liking. Princess, despite her exalted status, looks somewhat uneasy as she observes you, her eyes upturned like those of a loyal dog. Is she concerned about your reaction to this room? Perhaps she is afraid that you will turn your nose up at her kindness. For a princess, she is awfully eager to please. I do not like the phrasing, but I mean, at the same time, I do. This unexpected contrast between the princess' lofty title and her ingratiating attitude makes you smile. The room is rather scanty, yes, when it comes to its content, but it is more than passable. It has a roof and four walls, and though it is cold, you fancy you will feel warmer once you have slept beneath the bed's sheet. Maybe. We'll find out. The room is not quite so fancy as your dormitory at the conservatory, and neither is it so large, but it does have one glaring improvement over your previous lodging. You will not be expected to share it with anybody else. Hey, that's pretty great. Your own room, only yours. You can be yourself. There is only one bed in this room, and this bed belongs to you. You think that the peace and the quiet will do you a world of good. Maybe. You tell the princess as much, and she smiles. She smiles. Good, I was worried you wouldn't like it. I know it isn't much to look at, but it's one of the nice servants' rooms we have in the castle. Honestly, thank you. Most of the maids sleep beneath the roof in this teeny tiny room which is all cramped. Oh, there's 10 beds up there and they're so close together, there's barely any room to pass between them. Well, thank you for being so thoughtful to give us this room then. I thought it was perfectly ghastly when I saw it the last time I went up there. Not that I was supposed to be up there. A rebel princess. It was a rainy day and I couldn't go outdoors, so I was doing a bit of exploring. Valid. I would too. If the housekeeper had known I'd been skulking around, I don't think she would have been pleased. Well, in any case, nobody sleeps up there anymore. The scullery maids are all gone now. Couldn't put you up there though, in the attic with all those empty beds. I didn't think it'd be very cheery. Very thoughtful. You're not just a scullery maid, you're my lady's maid. That means you deserve good lodgings. It'd be an insult to offer you any less than this. Now, it's getting late. You'll have to forgive me for rabbiting on. I've heard it's something I tend to do. It's a bad habit, one that's unbecoming for a lady. Go on, ramble. We love it. The housekeeper's warned me enough times. You reassure the princess to the contrary, smiling. You do. You do not mind if she talks too much. That is better than not talking at all. Her affable nature makes it easier to spend time with her. Manners be damned, indeed. Manners be damned. You were always scolded too, back in the conservatory for your behavior? You know full well how aggravating it can be to be upbraided not for any particular misdemeanor, but for being yourself. Yeah, really, really sucks. Well, I'm glad you understand. The princess answers with a giggle. I really should be off, though. It's bad manners to keep you, especially when you look so sleepy. Get some rest. We can talk more tomorrow if you don't mind my ceaseless prattle. I'm glad you seem to appreciate it, at least. We do appreciate it, though I'm sure you'll get tired of it eventually. All of my old maids did. I doubt, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna eat my ears off before that happens. The princess departs, and in her absence, feet upon the bed. Your new bed. You cannot help but think that this is all happening very quickly. Yeah, it is. It's like you just met and you're already moving in. It's crazy. It does not seem like very long ago that you were still in the forest, running for your life amongst tall imposing trees with their gnarled, grasping branches. The forest might as well be a distant memory now, though. Really? You are indoors, inside a castle, no less, and you have been given a room in which to sleep and clothes that you might wear. It seems premature still to declare that you are out of the woods in a metaphorical sense, I mean, but things could certainly be worse. That's true. You force yourself to stand on legs which feel too weary to support you and change into clothes hanging in the wardrobe. The night clothes do not fit you perfectly, but you're too tired to care about that. I do not want to imagine the feeling. You are too tired to care about much of anything. You retreat to the bed and slide beneath its feet. I think I would be having a really bad day regardless, even with the nightgown and this place, if they were not a certain texture. I think I would find it hard to settle in. Then you let your eyelids fall shut. You exhale, and lulled by the breeze which blows outdoors, you fall asleep. You are so very tired. Your sleep is a deep, dark one, darker even than the furthest abysses of night. Also, sorry about the train. I do not know how loud that got. Apologies. Hey, I like this music. Though in this case, I rather think your nocturnal imaginings are worth rather more than that. Wait, what? Oh my god, like the nighttime sky, however, which shimmers with stars, your sleep is not devoid of those prismatic fragments you humans call dreams. Though in this case, I rather think your nocturnal imaginings are worth rather more than that. They're not dreams, are they? To which your slumbering mind is subject? Maybe they're not. You know that they're not. Otherwise, your body would not be so very cold, so clammy. The images that flicker beneath your closed eyelids, like the ghostly images now. What on earth is that? In a phenakistoscope? Were not conjured from within your mind. What is that? I gotta look that up, sorry. And how is that pronounced? Phenakistoscope? It's a word. It's a word. It is a trying to find something easier. It is a pre-cinematic animation device that uses the principle of persistence of vision to create the illusion of motion. Principle of persistence of vision to create the illusion of motion by displaying a sequence of images in rapid. Oh, okay. Oh. It involves spinning a disc with altering images and viewing the reflection in a mirror, making the images appear to move. Viewing the reflection in a... okay. Huh. Anyways, the images that flicker beneath your closed eyelids. Okay, I read that. They were instead taken from your memory. You are not merely dreaming, you are remembering. You remember the girls who slept in your dormitory and how they always hastened to use the shower first, so you were the last for breakfast. You remember how, when you finally did arrive at the dining hall, the most desirable morsels had already been snaffled up by the girls who got there earlier. You struggled, too, to find a seat. Once you finally did get your hands on some food, because nobody ever wanted to sit with you. The other girls all acted like you were a leader, save for when they wanted favors, obviously. Selfish world. They never asked for these favors. Mind, for why would they? To them, your father's prestige did not matter. They were all wealthy ladies too, many of them wealthier than you. When everybody has the airs and graces of the princess, how is anybody supposed to stand out? True. You stood out the least in your class, perhaps because you were one of the smallest, the frailest, the sickliest, who always came down with colds in the winter. Your poor health that did not stop the other girls from treating you as a servant when they remembered that you existed, of course. That's so bad. It was your lot in life, as you dwelt within the stone walls of the conservatory, to carry school bags across the field like a pack mule. Then comes the evening. The girls in your dormitory had you swimming on missing buttons and ironing out the creases and wrinkles in their uniforms. There was an odd job that needed performing. You would always be asked. But these girls did not ask. That would have been too civilized. They ordered you instead, and as they ordered you, they laughed. They laughed and they laughed and they laughed. The laughter hurt, but it hurt considerably less than the kicks did, and the slaps and the pinches. Gosh. Once, during an embroidery lesson, one of your classmates had an accident with her sewing scissors. She stumbled, or at least she pretended to, and before you knew it, the silvery blades of the scissors were embedded in your left palm. Oh my! This happened quite some time ago when you were even littler than you are now, but you can still remember it. Yeah, with trauma, you either repress it or you remember it. It hurt a lot. The scissors were sharp and they perforated your skin, not all the way down to the bone, but enough to bleed. Your wound bled bright red like strawberry jam all over your embroidery. Then when your professor saw it, she shrieked. Her face turned as pale as when she looked for a few moments as though she might faint. Though you were the one who was in pain, your professor looked at your face, then demanded to know why you could not be more careful. Of course it's my fault. Her tone had been an accusatory one, almost as if you had stabbed yourself in the hand with your scissors to goad her. The pain in your hand hurt, but the giggles of your persecutors hurt all the more. They were never punished for that. Perhaps your professor did not care enough to punish them. Perhaps she, like everybody else, thought it was all your fault. I don't think the others thought it was your fault because they were the ones doing it, so they know it wasn't your fault. Then the wound, when all was said and done, was not too deep. You did not even need any stitches. It healed well enough in time on its own, though it still left a scar, a white raised thing, like a crescent moon. That, you still have that scar. You do not know how much blood you lost. It seemed like a lot back at the classroom. But it could not have been that much, evidently. If your wound had been more serious, perhaps your professor might have cared. Perhaps your classmates might have felt some modicum of guilt over what they did. I doubt. But this seems very unlikely. Yeah. You know that your blood meant nothing to your classmates. I shouldn't. If you meant nothing, then the blood in your veins was even more inconsequential. You feel disoriented when you awake at long last with the rising of the sun. You do not remember what you dreamt, but you do not think that your dreams were particularly pleasant. Yeah, I doubt they were. If they were, your heart would not be hammering. Yeah. Still at ease, you glance around. Still in the castle. It wasn't a dream. You're lying in a narrow bed in an unremarkable room, one with dull beige walls and a wrapped wooden floor. Where exactly are you? This does not look like your dormitory in the conservatory, not unless it has shrunk threefold overnight. You don't remember where you are? Your brow furrows as you attempt to recall the events of the night prior until with a gasp it all clicks into place. You remember now. You were running through the woods, trying to escape. You shudder. You do not want to think what it was you were trying to escape from. Okay. You presume that you must have given your hunter the slip, though, because you are still in one piece, awake and alert enough to face the dawning of a new morning. You still have all of your limbs, and your facial features appear to be in the correct configuration. Okay. That is more than enough to be getting along with. Yeah, more than enough. You look to the foot of your bed, then blink, bemused that what did I discover? A garment of black and white, folded into a neat white square. Okay. What could that be? A maid's outfit? Sounds like it. Yeah, sounds like it. Mm. It is far preferable to the other role you played last night, that of the startled quarry running from its pursuer. Yeah. Maid, let's go. You press your fingers against the humble maid's attire. It feels surprisingly soft to the touch and not coarse like you expected. Why would it be coarse? These clothes are rather fine. Guess we both have similar issues then, huh? Did the princess put them there? Maybe. If so, that is all the more reason to wear them. You're not churlish enough to deny her hospitality. You rise from your new bed, then undress yourself and wear it. You feel very far away from the girl that you once were. That makes sense. Your face might be the same as always, but something within you seems to have changed. You are no longer a student, not as long as you mean to reside within the princess's castle. You would far rather be her servant. Oh, the door, I swear. Assured of your newfound identity, retreat from your chamber, then make your way to the mistress's bedroom. The castle is a large one with many, many rooms and many, many hallways to connect them, and for a brief while you find yourself horrendously lost. She gave you a tour last night. You cannot remember where the princess's bedroom is. You are beginning to feel rather disoriented when do you relieve your eyes, snag upon a stairwell which looks rather familiar. Could this be the way? Yeah, you did get upstairs to get to your room. You ascend these steps, your footfalls cushioned by the plush carpet which lines them, then you find your way down the very same hall you traversed up the night prior. If your memory does not fail you, then the princess's bedroom ought to be... Yes, it is here. You rap upon the door, but receive nothing in the way of a response. The princess still abed. You wonder briefly whether you oughtn't... What? You ought not wait, I don't know. You mustn't wait until she has risen up. But no, the sun is high in the sky, and it would seem a shame to let the princess sleep today. You ought instead rouse her. Seems like the sort of duty a lady's maid should attend to. Indeed, yeah. Is it empty? Her armory is large and imposing as it is the grade in which you will to be expected to keep a fire lit during the night. The princess herself, meanwhile, is curled on her side beneath the sheets, looking rather less grandiose than her title would suggest. She is attired in a nightgown adorned with frills, and her hair is split across her pillow like spilled gold. In her slender arms, meanwhile, held to her chest, is a doll, the very same one she was cassetting last night. You suppose this doll must be her favorite. It must be. Yeah. Also, this music is really cute. Idly, you wonder what the doll's name is. No. Though you do not suppose it all matters that much. Time to wake your mistress. You call out to the princess, but she is largely unresponsive. Her eyelashes are still sewn shut tightly, and her lips pursed in slumber. You purse your lips too and sigh. Ah, nobody ever said your job would be easy. Once again, you call to the princess, and this time she replies. Her response is not a favorable one, however. give me a little longer. That's so me. Except I'm not a princess. The princess sounds so enfeebled, but you do not take pity on her. Can you push me up off the bed too when I don't want to wake up? If you have learned anything from the conservatory, save for its knowledge pertaining to the respiratory tracts of fish, it is that one must be cruel to be kind. Yeah? You do not think this adage was practiced with any great success in the conservatory, but perhaps it will have more of an impact upon the princess. Mayhaps, mayhaps. You tell her once again to wake up more sternly this time. You will not let her sleep, for she has slept long enough already. What time is even it? It is very slovenly, really, to still be in bed at such an hour. Oh, alright, I can see that I can't twist you around my little finger. Yeah? Yeah? I'm up, You don't need to nag. Good. Good job waking up. Once you have roused the princess from her bed and you have put her doll on one side, you set upon her. Why? You aid the princess in the brushing of her hair, a chore to which she submits willingly, like a cat might allow its fur to be brushed. You allow yourself to ponder as you run the bristles of the princess's brush through her hair, how wonderfully soft it feels against your skin. But a curious query from the princess, "Are you alright, dear one?" brings you back to your senses. Why would I not be? You were rather lost in thought there. Okay. Look lively now. You wouldn't want the princess to catch wind of your salacious thoughts, would you? I wasn't thinking anything. I thought that you had learned your lesson about that already. Did I? Why? Well, how? Why? I mean, not wrong. Suitably hastened, you finished the princess's hair, then set all the brush aside. Now that the princess's dresses have been taken care of, you must start on her attire. The princess remains seated upon the edge of her bed, looking up at you askance. She does not ask you to avert your eyes, and nor does she make any motion of divesting herself of her nightgown. It really does seem as though she expects you to undertake this task on your own. Oh, is that alright? I don't think so. You ask the princess as much. You would not wish to impinge upon her modesty, but she only laughs. Yes, that's alright. Wait, you're supposed to do it. You're to be my lady's maid. I'm used to being dressed and undressed. I'm not a bit squeamish about it. Okay, she might not be a squeamish about it, but you are. You have never seen a naked woman before, except yourself. Even then, however, you have always dressed and undressed furtively, not wanting to examine your body for longer than is strictly necessary. I see. You have never much liked the way that you look. Why? I'm sure you look pretty. You make a few more mumbled objections, but the princess sweeps them to one side easily. It's alright, it might be a princess, but we're both people underneath all of our clothes. I doubt we look much different. You are not sure about that. Oh. You have not yet seen the princess adorned. The princess unadorned, but you are already, oh my god. But you already know, to look at her face, that you are different. She is much, much prettier than you are. Stop comparing. But she is reading, and you do not wish to keep her any longer. You steady your nerves. Then you reach out with trembling hands, and you begin to okay, just gonna skip that. Okay, the princess is looking at the sky outside the window. It isn't particularly sunny, but I don't think it's too cold outside. Going for a walk might not be a bad idea. What do you think, dear one? You think that you would like to finish undressing the princess as soon as possible so you can make progress on dressing her again. The sight of all this exposed skin is bad for your heart. Fortunately, you are able to make quick work of the princess' nightgown despite your initial mishaps, spurred on, perhaps by your anxiety indeed. You bid the princess to stand, which she does, and neatly she steps out of her nightgown, her motions once again as graceful and as fluid as a dancer. Ooh. This task completed, you search hurriedly, wildly for the princess's red dress. Where is it? You cannot find it. Sweat begins to prickle on the back of your neck. Your palms, meanwhile, feel uncomfortably clammy. The moments pass awkwardly, uneasily as you search the princess standing there, all while as naked as the day she was born. Why did you not find her dress before you stripped? Yeah, exactly. What were you doing? What a fool you are. The princess, noting your panic, giggles and says, "Are you looking for my dress?" Yes, I am. That is what I am doing. I thought so. I did wonder, before you started undressing me, why you'd not asked where it was. Maybe it slipped your mind. It did. Obvious. Funny. You were too busy trying not to fixate upon the princess's bare skin to think about how best you conceal it. My dress is in my armory, the princess says, glancing over to the aforementioned piece of furniture. Great, we grab it and we dress her. Or did I just make it? Hi Solis, welcome in. Yeah, yeah. Naked princess of another world, I don't even know. We're dressing her up now. After undressing her, nothing happened. It's just a chore. We're a maid in this. I don't want to rush you, but it is rather cold in here, especially when I'm so naked. She raises a good point. Okay. Hurry to the armory and get the clothes. It is just as you expected. Inside that wardrobe lies numerous dresses, all of them finely sewn and decorated with no shortage of ribbons, lace, and iridescent pearls. Ooh, fancy. How are you doing, by the way, Solas? Hope everything's been well. You find the princess's red dress soon enough, then hurry to her side. With your spoils in hand, you hurry to dress her, concealing once again the princess's pale skin beneath layers upon layers of soft red velvet. Great, she's dressed now. No more naked princess. Hanging in there? Okay, that's good. I'm glad you're hanging in there. Princess looks like Busette. I do not know who that is, but yeah. I like the outfit, or like at least the color combination of the outfit. It's really cute. This is a yandere visual novel where there's no good ending. You're destined to die. That might have been the most nerve-wracking task you have ever had to accomplish, even more so than your perilous escape through the foggy forest. Yeah, I still don't know why I was running from the forest. Why? It seems a small miracle. You can still remember how to breathe. Wow, after all that, I remember how to breathe. Unbelievable. should be panicking and crying or something. Questioning reality. Much better. Thank you, dear one, for your help. You've not been here for a full day, but I already wonder what I'd do without you. I have no comment. Shyly, you assure the princess that you did nothing, really, nothing beyond your job. Yeah, truly. You did not do anything incredible, and in any case, being complimented by somebody so pretty is embarrassing. Oh, don't be like that. I want to compliment you. Why shouldn't I when you've been so helpful? It'd be rude not to, and anyway, I think you're pretty cool. I think you're very pretty too. Oh. Hey. Oh my. Yeah, you just got complimented again. So, Ace, do you have trouble with taking compliments? A lot of people do. I am one of them. Your face flushes from this more deeply than ever before. You ought to count yourself lucky, really, with all of this excessive blushing, that the princess does not seem to possess any vamp. I don't know. Her teeth over there looks kind of empress-like. Besides, wouldn't that be even luckier if she was vampire? She was a vampire. Nope, compliments are fine on mine. Oh, that's perfect then. You're making yourself quite easy to get. Nice. That is so me. Now, the princess declares, why don't we go for a walk? It's a nice enough day and I get so very bored of being cooped up inside. Honestly, valid. You can't think of any particular objections to raise to this remark, so just go then? The walls are so very thick, they put you in mind of a crypt. Okay. With your acquiescence assured, the princess quits her chamber, her posture elegant and her gait unhurried. Well, why hurry when there's nobody in the world but the two of you? She seems not to walk as she navigates her way through the seemingly endless hallways of her home, but to float like a cloud. So she is a ghost? Or something then? The hem of her dress swishes around her legs, and her hair shifts like a shroud. Or she just walks really lightly. The castle's courtyard, meanwhile, is sadly lacking in comparison to the princess' beauty. What is that supposed to be? The courtyard is fenced in by the castle's wall, which look in the dark midday light, tall and imposing. These soldiers standing sentinel. Oh hi, Bunny, how are you doing? It's been a long time. Hope you're doing well. Though this just liking it, we appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. How have you been? I've been alright, you know, just surviving. Also, there's a visual novel that I think you might like. I don't know, I think I might have mentioned it too. It's called Mind, Mind, Mind. Really good. Psychological and hot. You haven't been streaming lately, have you? I haven't seen you around. Good, I'm glad to see you're still streaming. Yeah. Yeah, I had a moment where I was like, I'm probably gonna stop, but I managed to get back. How's life been with you? This is a yandere Yuri visual novel where there's no good ending, you die, it's inevitable. And we are currently roaming around with a princess. Fully just dressed. Yeah, I still have yet to stream anything. It would be nice to see you back someday. Quite cozy in there. Though the sun is out, it is not particularly bright, and neither is it particularly warm. I still need to play that game you mentioned. I mentioned a game. I know I mentioned, but I don't remember which one I mentioned. It was like a dating sim. I mean, obviously. Oh, I play so many dating sims. I mean, I'm pretty sure it kind of had a dark romancy vibe. That's why I recommended it to you, but I don't remember the name. Oh, it was probably mine. I don't know. No, the sun is. I read that. I've just been busy. Alright. Have you been taking care of yourself? The courtyard itself, meanwhile, is in a state of disarray. Semi? Okay, semi is good enough. Good job taking care of yourself. What have you been busy with, if you don't mind me asking? School or stuff? I'll be okay. Thank you for stopping in. Enjoy the lurk. And have a good weekend. Take care. Bye bye. Sorry about the ads, everyone. Oh, what happened? Can I read the chat? Oh, vet tech. That's really cool. I'm rooting for you. Vet tech is really cool. I'm gonna read the chat recap while the ads are going. Newscast update. Hopes. Lonely Kingdom. It is pretty lonely. Sully stumbled into a realm of naked princesses and Cosette vibes, ready to ride the hype wave. Meanwhile, Bun is the quiet lurker bee, buzzing about life and dreaming of dating sims. They're off to lurk again, leaving us with a touch of sweet sadness. Stay tuned for more royal adventures. Thanks for stopping in. Enjoy the lurk. And have a good. I'm gonna type. What tech is really. There we go. The courtyard itself meanwhile, is in a state of disarray. The flower beds are in shambles, all overgrown with weeds. It is all rather depressing. Is it? I don't know. I would not know. The princess's castle might be grand in scale. I feel like it would be more peaceful. But maybe the depression part doesn't really count for me because I'm always depressed. Anyways, the princess's castle might be grand in scale, but the courtyard itself is simple, hemmed in to a claustrophobic degree like a coffin. The princess, however, seems to not share your dolorous mood. Welcome back from the ads. She instead looks elated by her newfound surroundings, her smile unwavering. Didn't miss anything, I only read 2 sentences. She gambles about like a lamb? What's gamble? Flitting hither and thither as she examines the weed-infested flower beds. I'm kinda liking the usage of these words. Flitting hither and thither. I don't know what they mean, but I like it. I'm gonna learn them and use them. Her frolicking comes to a cease, however, by a bush. One is full of bright red roses. Ooh. Oh, how pretty! Do you not think they're gorgeous, dear one? They are gorgeous. Flowers are gorgeous. The flowers are not too disappointing, you suppose? Okay. They make for a fine spectacle, in fact, a welcome splash of color when contrasted with the dullness and the drabness which permeates the rest of the courtyard. Valid. Though the flowers in their beds are wilted, withered things, it is not so for these roses. Oh. That's interesting. They are a rich bright red, just like blood, their heads so full they seem almost to droop beneath the weight of their own engorged petals. They are pretty in a sense, but there is something unsettling about them too, that is almost obscene. Also, I think I might only do 30 more minutes, and then I have to kinda go. How did these roses become so very red? I wonder, maybe they're just red roses. Maybe they're painted by red blood. Maybe. What has been sustaining them? Maybe the disappearances of the people. Could it be possible that... Oh! So, could it be possible that these roses have been draining the life from the other flowers which are struggling to grow within this garden? That is also very possible. Yup, that... It is a fanciful thought, but... It's a very possible scenario as well. Oh, they are simply divine. Look at these roses. Always lifts my spirits. They really are my most favorite flowers. Or maybe it's just that the princess never waters the other plants and just the roses because they're her favorite. Maybe. I simply must pick some of them. Perhaps I could use them to decorate my bedchamber. Could use a bit of color. Really? It's already all red though. The princess reaches out so as to pluck one of the roses free from its resting place amongst its brethren. You watch her. You breathe. Your breath bated, anxious that this gesture might result in perforated flesh and bright red blood. But the princess is not as clumsy as you fear. Of course, she's not. She's a princess. Who did you think she was? You? I said no such thing. Rather than worrying about other people, you would be better served if you worried more about yourself. Huh, that's funny. You know, that is so true though. I had a therapy session a few days ago, Friday, and my therapist was also like, you need to invest in yourself more. She said like, I forgot her exact wording. But I mean, it's true. I had known that. Nothing I didn't know. But yeah, we definitely need to stop worrying about other people and worry about ourselves. The princess holds her newly pilfered rose to her nose and inhales, her eyelids falling shut as the flower's sweet scent washes over her. But how can you not when moments like these happen? So wholesome. You're bound to end up worrying or investing too much. At least me, I am. A few moments of silence pass. Then the princess begins to toy with the petals which adorn the flower's crown. Sorry, crown? What? Crown. Corn. That's not a corn. Not a cornfield. Now, let me see. I wonder what fate has in store for me. She loves me. Oh, I see. The princess plucks a petal from the flower's overburdened head. Loves me not. Princess continues with this childish incantation, all the while stripping her rose slowly and methodically of its petals. I remember doing that. My underrated. These petals flutter about the princess like bloody snow. Oh, that's quite the vision. The princess's voice, meanwhile, echoes throughout the courtyard, even more melodic than the strains of a pianola. She loves me not. She loves me not. The princess's fingers hover over the final petal which crowns her nearly denuded flower. Then, with a triumphant smile, she declares, She loves me! I knew it! Of course you did! Of course she does. You watch the princess, amused by her girlish good cheer. The little mantra she has been reciting is one that you are familiar with. I am, yes. The girls at the conservatory also used to engage in this little game, the younger ones, at least, who believed that a fairy tale prince would whisk them away. You might have participated in this game yourself when you were a child, but you never pinned your hopes and dreams on a handsome prince. Yeah. Your interest in princess has always been minimal. Oh, you hoped for a princess. When it comes to fair princesses, though, well, that is a different matter altogether, isn't it? It is. Pleasantly, you ask the princess whose love it is. He wishes to court, a query which makes the princess giggle. Oh dear one, who else would I be thinking of? Naturally, I was thinking of you. Naturally. She says it so easily, as though you ought to have suspected as much. And indeed, part of you did. No, the whole of you did. Let's agree with that. You wanted to believe it. Oh, yes. Yes, part of you was afraid to. You did not want to be arrogant enough to assume that the princess might care for your affections. I should have played this in February. You begin to blush, even though I know that the ending is not February, like, but you know, would have been cool. Your cheeks almost red as the roses. It's so cute. It's just too cute. While the princess laughs. She laughs and she laughs. She laughs, her voice clear and sweet like a nightingale's song, as though you are the funniest thing she has ever seen. You never liked being laughed at when you dwelled within the walls of the conservatory, but this is different with her. You have not known her for all that long, but you're already entranced by her and snored. It's called the honeymoon phase. You should you should wait a little longer before you decide anything, you know. She has you wrapped around her little finger. Oh my. The princess's laughter tapers off into a series of big giggles. Smiling, she wipes her eyes with the back of her hand. That was quite the amusing diversion, but I've just had an idea. Oh yeah? What idea? You can't tell? You cannot even begin to guess. I cannot. Yes, you're right. I just thought that all this watching must be boring you, the princess says, tossing the roses stripped stem carelessly to the ground. You should give it a try. Please do. It will be fun. What? The rose thing? Oh, I'm scared now. The princess retrieves a second red rose from the bushes, softly snapping it between her fingers and offers it to you. I want to see what fate has in store for you. I don't know if I want to see that. You smile at the princess, touched by her enthusiasm. Is the end coming near? Indulging in childish games like this might not be the best use of your time, but the princess looks so very determined. You would not wish to hurt her. What could be the harm, really, in consenting? The only real casualty of this game will be one singular rose. The rose that the princess is holding towards you. The rose that will set in stone your destiny, which was already set in. You reach out, meaning to accept the princess's offering, but oh no, you're clumsy, and you seize the stem of the rose with a touch too much strength. Oh, the head of the rose might be pretty, but there is more to a rose than its bright red flowers. Roses have thorns too, a fact you are now being painfully reminded of. Pain flares through your fingers and you gasp. You take a step back, the hem of your skirt swishing around your ankles. Creepy? Creepy? I was gonna say spooky. Story? No, spooky. Your finger is stinging, and so are your eyes. I was trying to combine both the two words. You ought to have been more careful. Why were you so stupid? Oh, you poor dear, you're bleeding, the princess exclaims, alarmed. Then she frowns. This is all my fault. If I'd not suggested this silly game, this never would have happened. Please let me take care of you. It's fine, it's just a paper cut. I don't know. How is she going to do that? Perhaps. Oh, okay. Good, good. This is good. Perhaps she means to take a... Hey, wait, did I set it to auto on accident? Oh. What she might staunch your wound. Princesses tend to carry handkerchiefs around with them, don't they? Silken ones. How else would they give brave knights tokens of their gratitude once these aforementioned knights have successfully slain dragons? Princesses can hardly dispense kisses as favors. It is simply not done. That is why you always thought, but Please hold still, this might sting a little bit. This princess is anything but ordinary. Rather than take a handkerchief. Oh. Rather than take a handkerchief out of her pocket, she instead encloses her white, slender fingers around her hand. I have the image of her tearing my finger out, like ripping it out of my body, but you know, I don't know. She would just maybe suck the blood, you know, vampiristic tendencies. Carefully, as though she is handling a precious object, she raises your hand. Her eyes are fixed all the while on the beads of startlingly crimson blood, which are oozing luridly from your wound. She licks her lower lip. Then she dips her head. Rose red, but your blood is redder. Nice, thank you. She parts her mouth, and with a soft sigh which borders on the sensuous, she slips your injured digit between her teeth. So much for princesses not dispensing kisses, tokens of appreciation. This might not be a conventional kiss, but it feels intimately regardless, almost startlingly so. Also, cute hair. Both of them are so cute. Wow. I really, really like the outfit. Now that it's like detailed up close. Cute. Really cute. The princess's lips, which are as red as any rose, are enclosed around your index. You can feel the warmth of the princess's mouth about your skin and the wetness of it. The sensations make your body quake. You did not expect this. Hermu... I don't even... Oh? The princess glances up at you, her mouth still enclosed around your finger. Didn't I tell you? I'm trying to stop the bleeding. Are you? Yes, you gathered as much, but is there a problem? I'm not making you uncomfortable, am I? It is not, you say, that she is making you uncomfortable per se, but this is rather awkward. You did not expect it, that is all. And she is not worried that this is unhygienic? Unhygienic? The princess blinked. She is the very picture of innocence, which is funny, really, given your finger is still nestled against. I don't know what you mean by that exactly, but I've heard this is the best way to take care of cuts. My nursemaid used to do this for me when I was a child. It's what you're supposed to do. I guess. And you ask, your voice catching in your throat. Did her nursemaid keep staunching her wounds with her mouth when she grew older? Well, no, but my nursemaid was dismissed when I was 8 years old. That's the normal way of things. I had my lady's maid to look after me then. How very interesting. And did they ever clean her wounds like this? No, the princess says, smiling mischievously, because I'm not clumsy enough to cut myself, silly. Now, that was quite the sharp retort. You did not expect it. Unexpected times right here. Your face turns even redder, if such a thing is possible, though this might perhaps be to your benefit. How is that gonna be to my benefit? With some luck, all of your blood will flow to your face rather than to your finger, and you're bleeding. Well, stop. Yeah, that's... As it stopped. Your injury was not a deep one. There should be no need for the princess to keep on suckling, but she still is. You're not accustomed to intimacy of this nature. It is making your heart flutter. If the princess knew what her mouth was doing, You are sure she would not be so very familiar? I doubt. You feel quietly, crushingly confident that she would scorn you for your feelings and deem them unnatural. I doubt, love. She did the rose petal thing with for you. It would not be the first time. At this point, you should be used to rejection. It still stings, though. It does. Rejection is hard. It stings much, much more than any thorn on any rose ever could. The days pass following your misadventures in the rose garden in a relaxed, unhurried sort of manner. Your mad dash through the forest is beginning to feel like a distant memory, so much so you can scarcely recall the raw and fear you once felt as you fled for your life. I still do not know what we were fleeing from, but there's a need to know that. There is no running to be had while you are working for the princess. You would not, you would have nowhere else to run to, and in any event, there is no longer any reason to run. That's nice. You can scarcely recall as you lay down in your bed the petty cruelties you were subjected to by your classmates at the conservatoire. They no longer matter. Your attention is focused not upon yourself but upon the prince to whom we're committed. The more time you expend with her, the more you come to care for her. Oh, pretty. You have become quite besotted with her, but you are yet to realize it. Well, I never. How ignorant can one girl be of her own feelings? Pretty ignorant. It's pretty easy. Ignorance is easier than acceptance sometimes. The princess is not half so ignorant as you are, though despite having spent her whole life within the palace's walls, the weight of her own feelings are not unknown to her, and during one stormy night she chooses to make them known to you. You are in the princess's chamber, perhaps than you ought to be, later than is strictly appropriate. It is dark outside, and there is little save the light of the moon alleviated, that and the fire which crackles in the grate. You have only just finished stoking that very fire, and now you rise. You look to the princess, who is lying in her bed, and you bid her a good night, as you have many nights past. With a neat curtsy, you turn to leave, but the princess's plaintive voice gives you pause. Wait, dear one, do not go, not just yet. Perplexed, you pause and look back at the princess. Though she is smiling, her expression is unusually vain. Is she alright? Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. It's just nights like this, which make me feel a little out of sorts. And what, you ask, does she mean by that? Only that it is very cold and very dark. And it is very windy. Besides, I'm afraid there'll be a storm later. It was awfully cloudy earlier when we went out for a walk. The princess is not mistaken about that. The sky when the pair of you ruminated about the gardens earlier was grey and steely, the wind bitingly cold. You can hear the wind rattling mournfully against the panes in the princess's bedchamber. I missed again. The princess's castle is built of stone and it is well fortified, but even with the fire, it's rather cold. You do not like to think of how much chillier by comparison it will be in your humble bedchamber, which is not fortunate enough to have its own fireplace. Oof. It might sound childish, but I've always found it hard to sleep on stormy nights like this. That's not childish at all, it's valid. It's a valid fear. They make me feel uncomfortable. You look at the princess with no small degree of sympathy. No small degree? What? No longer clad in her bright red dress, she looks oddly uncommonly vulnerable. Will she really be alright all alone in her oversized bed in her high-ceilinged bedchamber? Funny, very funny. You know, it is silly of you to contemplate with such a query. Why would she not be alright? There is nobody in the castle to hurt, still, but still, you fret for her. As her lady's maid, it is your job to fret for her. Sure, you take that excuse, whatever makes you feel better, darling. You would never want your mistress to feel unhappy. You ask the princess what it is she would have you do, and the princess perks up at this, pleased perhaps that you are taking the initiative. I wouldn't like to take up too much of your time when it is so very late, but would you mind sitting with me a little while longer and reading to me, provided that you can, of course? This is a fair enough question, but your pride bristles regardless. Hastily, you reassure the princess that yes, of course you could read. You were a poor student in many aspects at the conservatoire, but you had something of a gift when it came to the literary arts. Ooh, I'm intrigued. Reading books is all you've ever been good at. I would feel called out if I was good at it, but, you know, I'm not really good at reading books. Books are the visual novels, clearly. Oh, I see. I suppose I should have known. You're so incredible. I sometimes wonder if there's anything you can't do. Surely there's plenty. The princess's high praises make you flush. Awkwardly, you look away. So easy. Being able to read, you reassure her. Not such a great feat. Perhaps it isn't. Where you hail from, but it is here. Very few of my old servants could read, and they certainly couldn't read the books that I like. What books do you like? This piques your interest. Indeed it does. Yeah, what books do you like? I'm fond of fairy tales, you see, old ones from centuries past. Okay, do you have any? We do. Okay. Book is old, though, and the bindings are weak, the pages brittle, the writing woefully old-fashioned. I didn't trust any of my past servants with that book, but I think you would do a good job breathing life into those old stories. I will try my best. Let's go. I'm gonna drink some seafood first, though. Good bed. Then you retrieve the leather-bound book, which is resting upon her bedside table, and spread it open. The pages of the book, like the princess said, are very brittle, and the bindings are definitely loose. Okay. How old is this book, you wonder? Perhaps it is old as it is as old as the castle in which it resides. Perhaps it is with a quiet voice, hesitant at first, that you begin to read to the princess a tale of courtly love which culminates in a lavish wedding ceremony. All the while as you read, the princess listens to you enraptured, hanging so, or so it seems, upon your every word. Once you reach the final phrase embossed upon the pages of this aged tome, and they lived happily ever after, the princess sighs as though this tale has touched her very soul. I suppose I can imagine why it would. Would that there was a handsome prince to marry me, she says somberly. Or better yet, a beautiful princess. At this point I think I would even settle for a lowly scullery maid. I don't think that's very convincing, darling. You blush at this. Okay, apparently it is convincing. The storm outside is still squalling, and you have never been one to raise your voice. I am learning things about my character in the game that I did not wish to learn. You do not expect. Wait, what do I not expect? The storm outside is still squalling, and you have never been one to raise your voice. You do not expect, therefore, that the princess will overhear you, but she does. She observes you, her head resting against her pillows, and says, "And what would be the problem with that, As my maid, shouldn't my happiness come before any silly ideas?" Wait, what? What did I say? Well, oh, okay. Well, of course, you reply, but for a princess to marry a scullery maid. You're still hung up about that? Don't pay it much head. I'm just talking to myself. Well, it still bothers. As if anything like that would ever happen when there is no priest around who would officiate it. I guess we don't need a priest. Then you think there are greater issues with the princess and than the lack of a priest. Though she does present a good point here. The castle is an empty one. Even if the princess were to find somebody that she loves, there would be nobody to make such a wedding official. You cannot help but feel like you have avoided a good deal of news. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. I thought we were into her. Guess not. But by the same token, do you not feel a touch disappointed? You're confusing me. Mixed signals right now. Well, never mind. That was a nice story, the princess says. I'm not sleepy yet, and it's still storming outside. Won't you read me one more? You would not mind, you reply, but it is getting late. You really ought to return to your own chamber. I know, but can't you find it in your heart to read one story to me? Just one? You can choose a short one, I won't complain. God, okay. It is not, you think, because she's a princess, though that is of course part of it, but because she is, well, radiant. Good. Makes sense. You would not, you think, as you turn to the next story recounted in this aged compendium want to upset her. You would rather cut your own tongue. Terrible. You read another story to the princess, which is of a similar vein to the last, impossible adventures culminating at their close in a happy marriage. This tale delights the princess just as much as the tale you read prior, and she begs for another, then another. One bedroom story soon becomes 5, and even then, when the candles flicker on the princess's bedside, are close to guttering out, the princess is not satisfied. Like a grasping, greedy child, she has never heard of moderation. When she wants something, she seeks to gulp herself with it, her only request that of more. And you obviously do not know how to set clear and firm boundaries, just like me. If she were less comely, perhaps her inability to adhere to the word no would be seen as a character defect. Yeah. princess is very comely, however, and so when she makes her next request, you almost agree offhand, without considering the ramifications. What are the ramifications exactly? There's nobody else other than you two and whatever was in that forest. I think I could go to sleep now, but the storm is still raging. I feel lonely on my own in this big empty bed, so... I know. The princess's eyes light up like the night sky in a thunderstorm. Why don't you sleep here? You stare at the princess, your eyes white as goose eggs. Slowly, you blink. Then just as slowly, you bid her to repeat herself. Didn't you hear me? Maybe you've been so busy cleaning up after me you've neglected to clean out your own ears. Damn. I said, dear one, would you like to sleep here? If that is the question she truly means to ask, then it is easy enough to answer. Of course you would like to sleep here, it would be an honor. Would it really be alright for you to accept such an invitation? It must be gross breach of protocol. Surely for a lowly domestic such as yourself to share a bed with a princess? You sit upon the princess's bedside, fretting while she observes with wide, beseeching eyes. She is waiting. Well, what's the matter, dear one? Why do you tarry so? Would it be... Don't you want to lie with me after all? The sorrow present in the princess's voice and in her face makes you feel awfully guilty. Oh my god. This is manipulation. Hurriedly, you console her. Oh. No wonder there's only bad endings in this. You fall to your own demise. You tell her in no uncertain terms that if she truly wishes to partake in your company, then you have no qualms with it. My god. Why would you? Well then, don't just stand there dilly-dallying, silly. Come join me, come. And that is what you do, after returning briefly to your own chamber to change into your nightgown. Once dressed, you waste no time in returning to your impetuous princess' life. She is already lying in her glorious four-poster bed, waiting your return as though you were a knight errant, gone away to slay some wicked dragon. The princess giggles when she sees you, and in your haste to change, you have made a hash of the buttons, and she bids you to come closer. Let me fix that for you, silly. Oh no, you say, I couldn't possibly let you do that. I am but a servant after all. Should it not be your job to dress her? Maybe so, the princess says, but I don't mind a bit of role reversal. It makes things more fun. You try a few more refutations, but in vain. The princess summarily discards all of them. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. I'm sorry. Quite at the princess's mercy. You capitulate to her demands. You let the princess unbutton the front of your nightdress, then rebutton them so the fabric of your plain gown is drawn shut. Satisfied with her handiwork, the princess draws back and pats the mattress beside her. Now come in, it must be horribly cold out there, but these sheets are warm. Coyly, the princess smiles, and so am I. You feel warm yourself as you slide into bed beside the princess. That's cute so far. I'm scared. Your face is as red as the gown the princess so often wears, as red as the roses in the castle grounds. All the while your heart is fluttering. Pretty sure she can hear it. Does the princess know what an effect she is having on you? Oh, she knows. Yeah. There! The princess exclaims once your body is lying beside hers. That is much better. Do you feel cozy now, dear one? You swallow, and with a shaky voice, you reassure her. Yes, you are cozy. You are quite cozy indeed. Very good. The storm might be raging outdoors, but it can't get us here. I know. When I'm with you, I'll be safe. That's really wholesome. It's strange, but it's gonna get really dark now. When I'm with you, I feel so very light. It's as though nothing in the world can hurt me. Because there is literally nothing in the world that can hurt you outside of whatever it is in the forest, which is probably something that won't hurt you. I'll take very, very good care of you, I promise. You return her smile with one of your own, touched by her thoughtfulness. When is this gonna get bad? I thought it was gonna get bad, but at the point where I forgot the word. She was clumsy with the rose and started bleeding, but it did not, and it's still not getting there. Should it not be your job to look after her as a domestic? In a way, the princess replies after a pause, but you've been taking good care of me already. Now I need to return the favor. As a princess, I'm supposed to look after my vassals. It's all part of the job description, I assume? You were unaware that being a princess came with a job description. Yeah. You thought the profession came with 5 fewer written responsibilities and 5 fewer forms to sign than, say, becoming a doctor or an astrophysicist or a mathematics professor. You tell the princess this. Sleepily, she laughs. You do say some funny things, dear one. I think you must be tired. Rest your head. You've been working so hard. I think you deserve it. Yeah. All the hard stuff, walking around the park and everything. It's pretty hard. Your eyelids begin to droop. Your body beleaguered by a sudden, all-consuming fatigue. And in a quite understated sort of way, your consciousness is conveyed to Morpheus' kingdom. Your sleep, like the storm which rages outdoors. Funnily, there's not a storm, but it's raining outside. It's raining heavily. The wind is howling like a couple of wild cats, both locked in a vicious and bloodthirsty bout to the death, but you do not hear it. Swaddled by the warm blankets about you and soothed by the princess's presence, you are immune from all the ills of the world. When you are with the princess, you feel safe, secure, and yes, you even feel love. But it is a pity, and that these feelings do not last for very long. What does that mean? Do you repress them, or you know that something is wrong? Am I underwater? Catastrophically so, the moment you open your eyes. Your thoughts are hopelessly jumbled, but you are certain that when you fell asleep it was in a bed, a nice warm bed, no less beneath soft comfortable sheets. You're not lying in a bed right now, though. Not in fact lying at all. Not underwater. You're standing instead against the cold, hard wall made of stone. And crying. The curve of your back is pressed against the wall so intimately you can feel its icy chills seeping through the fabric of your nightgown. Look around, darling. Oh wow. Your feet, which are bare, are similarly pressed against cold, unfeeling stone. They feel so frigid you cannot help but tremble. You're trembling so much you can feel your teeth chattering together. They sound like casts. The sound is almost jaunty as it echoes through your cell, for that is indeed where you are. The princess's bedchamber, wherein you fell asleep, is a thing now of the past. You are standing instead, you realize with a sharp start, in the cell of some great underground dungeon. You swallow, and when you do, you can taste something bitter on your tongue. Bitter? Your stomach is beginning to churn with anxiety. Um, you feel like you're going to be sick. Thank you for stopping that. With the feeling which you feel like you're going to be sick, a feeling which wells up inside you to a staggering degree when you catch notice of the stench. You're just now. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yep. That's the disappeared servants, maids, etc. They are all unfeeling, unseeing, unbreathing. They're all dead. The music. You cannot approach these servants to check their pulse, where you yourself are restrained. But even if you could, there would be no point. There's no point. How are you gonna check? There is no way any human could survive the wounds which have been inflicted upon these sad, slumped bodies. And you realize you're about to be one of them. There is a gaping wound in her stomach, one through which her entrails have half escaped in some sort of burgundy goop. Oh. There is another. I do not. Maybe she's not a woman after all, but adolescent, like you. She might even be younger. The girl's age or lack of did not preclude her attacker from inflicting upon her horrors, Alice, for her body is even more mutilated than the first. Her body is peppered with even more veils, and her face has been half smashed in. Oh my god. Only one eye remains, staring fixedly at the wall opposite her in the ruined remains of what was once her skull. Over there you see a woman who is missing both her arms and her lower jaw. I am gonna snooze the ads because I feel we're near the end. Both her arms and her lower jaw. Over there you see another who is missing her entire lower half. Oh my god. Where have her legs gone? You have no idea. The injuries inflicted upon these bodies are ghastly, but their advanced decay is enough to turn your stomach. You know not how long these carcasses have been lying down here, but they have begun to putrefy. You fear a similar fate might befall you should you stay here. You need to escape. Fitfully, you struggle against the manacles which bind you, but Alice, it is no use. You cannot free yourself from the walls. Your restraints are much too strong and you are much too weak. Panic rises up in your throat, cold and icy, while terror seizes your heart. This too, glacial. It is obvious that escape is impossible, but still, you squirm and writhe like a rat caught in a firestorm. There is little point, however, to your struggles. Succeed in nothing as you attempt to free yourself, save making the steel manacles dig into your abused wrist more sharply than ever. God, that's painful. You gasp. That hurt. Well, you ought to have known that would not work. The very definition of insanity. is, you know, performing a such action over and over and hoping for a different response. Okay. Uh, okay. In that sense, I feel called out a little bit, but, you know, for different reasons. In that sense, perhaps one could argue optimism is not so very different from insanity. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I love that. Now, that is an interesting point to consider. Would you not agree? I do agree. Oh, evidently not. Why not? You are still trying to escape. You foolish girl, as if that will do you any good. The clangorous rattling of your steely restraints is rather starting to get on my nerves. Wait, you are making enough noise to raise the dead down there in your dark, dingy cell, and all your screaming is hardly helping matters. I wish that you would cease this infernal racket, but I know you will not. Nothing I say could ever get through to you. Not that you have ever listened to me in the first place. Perhaps you will listen to her, though. Is she not your kind, considerate mistress? What? Look now, she has come all this way into the dark depths of the castle's cold and hospitable dungeon to see you. Is that not kind of her? Very kind. Very kind. She's still at it with the dear one. Oh, dear one. It would seem like you have finally awoken. How are you? Based on all that infernal racket you've been making, it would seem like you have no shortage of energy. Yeah, you could say that. Balefully, you turn your head so as to meet the eyes of the princess. She is standing but a few paces away beneath the roughly hewn stone arch which bids one entry to the dungeon. The dungeons are dull and drab, but the princess is wearing her favorite red dress. It is so bright and brilliant that for a few moments it hurts you to look at her. Once the red of the princess's outfit made you think of romance, now it makes you think of violence. Oh, you finally agree it made you think of romance? You must forgive me for leaving you down here for so long. That was unfair of me. Yeah, indeed it was. I didn't think of waiting here with you by your side until you awoke, but once again the princess giggles, a light, airy giggle, which does not at all suit the situation in which you have found yourself. A dungeon is not a fit place, after all, for a princess. It is horribly cold here, and so very drab, and there is nowhere nice and soft to lay my head. Okay, okay. Could have brought my pillows down from my bed, I suppose, and my blanket. It would have been even crazier if you had said that you could have laid on her. But then they would have gotten dirty, and that would be a disaster. I need to be more careful. I won't have anybody left to clean up after my messes soon. Not when I've dispatched a few. Once again, the princess laughed. Her laughter is light and floating like the chiming of a silvery bell, but it does little to alleviate your concern. If anything, it makes you feel even more alarmed. Did she say she meant to dispatch a few? Yeah, she did. You're gonna be dispatched into a furnace, you know, pieces of you. Yes, that's right. Could you not tell? I thought you might have figured that out already after waking up in the dungeon, silly. See, we're hopeless. We would still hope for the good. But, you know, still smiling, the princess takes another step towards you. With that, you would cringe away from her, but you cannot. You're completely powerless. The princess reaches out and places a hand upon your cheek. Her skin is very white, and though her touch is cool. It is so less than frigid air in the dungeon. Though your body is aching, the princess' touch is gentle, and you find yourself leaning into it subconsciously. God, you wish she would keep holding you. Oh, love. You luxuriate in her kindness as best as you can. Okay. But though the princess is caring, caresses are tender, your circumstances rather undermine them. How can you relax like this? Ah, oh, you're such a good girl. The princess says, in a cajoling sort of voice, as one might address a cat. You've been so lovely to me while we've been together. I really couldn't ask for a better servant. I feel as though I've been spoiled. Then why are you doing that? Why? Then you ask her. Yeah, I do. Exactly my thought. Improbable, though it sounds. She must be the one who chained you up here. Chained you up. There's nobody else in the castle who could have committed such a feat. Everybody else is dead. Why, yes, how very astute of you. I was the one who orchestrated all of this, naturally. Naturally, she says, as though her betrayal is a matter of natural. Yeah, to her it is, naturally. Why, you ask, is this so natural to her? What does she mean to do with you? Oh, only what I've done to all of my other servants. I have experience with this sort of thing. So please, don't worry, I'll take good care of you. Care of me? Okay. Naturally, I'll kill you. There it is again, that word which seems grossly inappropriate, given all which has transpired. Naturally. There is nothing natural about this. To her it is! Clearly! Do you not think so? You know what? Maybe I like insanity because I'm not distressed by this at all. The princess examined, her expression ponderous. It's natural to me, exactly what I said, even if it's not natural to other people. This just feels right. Imprisoning her servants in the dungeon and letting them die? Yes, exactly. There's a bit more to it than that, though. Oh, of course there is. Naturally. I like you, dear one, the princess says, in a voice which sounds uncommonly serious. You have been good to me, like I said, and kind. For that I will be eternally appreciative. You have been so good to me, in fact, that simply being with you is not enough. Not anymore. Oh my god, your company can no longer content. I am a greedy, selfish girl, you see. We did know. You did mention that she wanted more and more of things she desired, so. The princess's smile widens into something sinister, her eyes flashing with a fiendish fervor you have never before witnessed. And I don't want to feel you beside me. I want to. Well, of all the things your charming captive could have said, you did not expect that. Oh, darling, it's in a eat you way. The princess, perhaps noticing your confusion, begins to giggle, a giggle even lighter than Marie. I don't know, just as airy. It is just as inoffensive. I can see that you don't understand, dear one, but you aren't the only one. My last lady's maid said that. Manly, the princess sighs. Sigh, which makes her look even younger than the scant handful of years she truly possesses. And the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that. I thought that you at least might be able to appreciate my point of view, but perhaps not. I don't think it should be too complicated to grasp, really. What is your point of view? But maybe my way of looking at the world is a little bit unique. Indeed it is. Yeah, that's what my nurse always used to say, at least when she still had the breath to speak, of course. You look at the princess. Where else is there for you to look, really? Your eyes fixated to her face. She is still smiling, but there is something sinister about her smile. Or perhaps in your anxious state you are only imagining that there is something sinister about her smile. It is easy to see things which do not really exist when your surroundings are festooned in shadows. That is very true, but I don't think that's the anxiety, right? In actuality, however, the princess does not look any different to how she usually does. Oh. Hmm. Oh yeah, okay. Valid. Neither is she acting any differently to the way she usually acts. Yeah. I get it. Like, have something in my mind that I want to say about this, but I don't know how to put it out, so I just can't. She has not changed. It is only your perspective of her that has changed. Yes, exactly. Exactly that. But it is only after you've found out something about her. Something. Question the princess is only too happy to answer. It's simple, really. Like I said, you were wondering, weren't you, why there weren't any gods or servants in the castle when you first arrived here? The question had, yes. You're sure that the princess said her ministers sent them away, though? She did. Was that a lie? I wasn't being wholly truthful, no. I thought you would be afraid of me if you knew what had actually happened, and I didn't want that. That's very valid, but hey, it means our relationship was built on lies, and obviously nothing good comes from that. I wanted you to stay with me. My ministers didn't send anybody away because I don't have any ministers. I dispatched of them too. Ads are gonna start in 9 minutes. I cannot snooze them any longer. Did she now? So she did, yep. Look at you. Look at around you. There's only skeletons. My ministers weren't very much fun, I'm afraid. They had a lot of ideas about what I should and shouldn't do after my parents died. The princess stares at you, her eyes wide like black holes, empty, yawning abysses. So I killed them. I killed my servants too, though I did more thorough job with them than I did with my ministers. I did not care for my ministers, you see. They were all fusty old men, but I did love my servants. I loved my ladies' maids, and my undermaids, and my scullery maids, and my housekeeper, my cooks, and my large platoon, platoon of retainers. They were like my family. They raised me in my parents' absence, and I adored them. They were so very dear to me that I had no real choice. I had to eat them. Does that follow? Not logically, no. Yeah. Why? You asked the princess, your voice trembling. Why would you eat the people that you love? Well, why wouldn't you eat the people that you love? I don't think there could be any greater way of showcasing one's gratitude unless you have any better ideas. How does eating somebody showcase gratitude, though? You weren't expecting the princess to turn the tables on you quite like this, and dumbfounded, you stare at her. Do I get choices to maybe save my life? I don't think so. There's no good ending. You know precious little about love yourself. So it is hard for you to form a convincing rebuttal, but you muster up a few token arguments. You tell the princess that eating people isn't very nice, and neither is it strictly legal. A better way to show your gratitude to your servants would be with increased wages or increased holidays. The princess listens to your arguments. Her expression is astute, like a student poised to take notes in a very important lecture, only to write her paper better next time, with similar results, just better content. Once you're finished, however, her concentration fails her. Her shoulders begin to shake, but it is not with remorse for what she has done. Instead, she is laughing. Oh, dear one, that's very funny. Why should I care about the law? I'm a princess. One day I'll be the queen. I am the law. When you have too much power. That is a good point. But would eating people not turn her subjects against her? What subjects? I'm no fool, no matter how I might act. And I know what happens beyond the castle's walls. What do you mean? I know all about the plague. Once I might have a populace to govern, but they're all gone now. I'm a princess and nothing but name only, a monarch without any subjects. Don't you think that's sad? I know I do. It's so woefully lonely. And it will only keep being lonely as you keep cycling the same circle. If she feels lonely, then why has she been systematically— Exactly. Doesn't make a lick of sense. Perhaps not to you. Gently, the princess caresses your cheek. But I shouldn't judge you too harshly, as much as I like you, dear one. You are a commoner. Perhaps you can't understand the intricacies of my thoughts. Okay. So she's not a vampire, unfortunately. I think she's— Okay. Come on, it would have been so much fun if she was. Privately, I doubt that anybody would be able to understand the intricacies of the princess's thought process, largely because it is unreasonable. You do not say that, though. Instead, you ask her the only question you can think to ask with your weary throat, which is sore from shouting. My throat is also sore, not from shouting, though, from speaking. Why? Yeah, why? Why, you ask? It's because I don't want you to leave me, of course. She wasn't planning on leaving you. But, well, I guess she can haunt you forever now. Make sure that she becomes a ghost. Everybody leaves, sooner or later. True. Whether they have pledged their allegiance to me or not, that is simply the way of the world. People are fickle and inconstant. Even to me, a monarch. That is why I decided to eat my servants. I had no choice, you see. It was the only way to ensure that they would never leave me. Damn. And you think about it, they should be grateful that I would demean myself so to consume their flesh and blood. I am a magnanimous ruler? What does that mean? You see, equally. My bad. I treat all of my subjects equally. I love every single one of you. And naturally, I love you too. You have been awfully nice to me. And you are very pretty alongside it. If you were a plain ugly girl, perhaps I would not shower you with affection quite as intense as this, but you've captured my heart. I think you're lovely. So I'll bestow upon the highest honor I can conceive of. I want your body to mix with mine, then we can stay together for— How does— Are you gonna sue her into yourself? What is going on? Excuse me? The princess leans in. You can feel her soft skin, soft silken hair brushing against your cheeks, and feel too the warmth of her breath as it goes against your skin. It is cold in the dungeon, but the princess's close proximity is perverse, though this might sound something of a comfort. Her eyes are wide and her lips are so red. Her smile, meanwhile, is so sweet. I've been doing my best to fulfill the role that fate has dictated for me, but Really, the princess fails. The lack of light, the lack of anything in the princess's gaze, some degree of humanity. It gets so lonely here. But this brief flicker of understanding which passes between the pair of you is soon cut short. The princess dips her head. She parts her lips, which are as red as the petals of a carnivorous flower. You feel the princess's breath against your neck. It is warm. It is warm in the icy chill of the dungeon, and you shudder from it. I don't know, I want to read more. For a few moments, you think that this overturn of the princesses could be romantic in a way, but this too comes to a swift, merciless close. Oh god. The princess's mouth is on your neck, not the sound. Not the sound. The princess's teeth, sharp as needles, are in your flesh. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It even makes an eating sound. It's wild. The, the princess is draining your blood. Okay. She is supping on it in great greedy gobbets like a hungry animal. Ads are gonna start in about 30 seconds. I'm really sorry. One who cannot truly comprehend the harm it is causing. Even as the princess sups from you, her arms twined round your waist, find you cannot hate her. She is far too unworldly. You are sure, as your consciousness begins to fade, that the princess was being sincere when she spoke of her love for her past servants. Yeah, but clearly, that's a love dungeon. This is simply the way the princess expresses this great love of hers, a love which is so very abundant it borders upon the monstrous. It is a love you never thought that you would experience. This love of the princess eclipses anything you have ever known before. It eclipses sanity. It eclipses reason. Eclipses all notions you might once have had of right or wrong. The princess, as you know full well, does not care about such concepts. You have always possessed a stubborn core nestled beneath your recoiled exterior, but the princess is even stubborner than you are. In the face of her love, you have met your match. Now, the princess draws back desperately. You gasp for air, but she does not give you any quarter. As before, she dips her head, her red lip redder still with your blood, then splits apart her jaw? What? My god. Her teeth, which are impossibly inhumanly sharp, glint wickedly like knives. Then she tears your throat out. Tears out your throat. The front of your nightgown was once white. Now it is red. There is so much blood you can smell it when you inhale, sharper than metal. So potent you can taste it on your tongue. You try to inhale, but this task proves to be beyond you. What with the twin perforations that have ruptured your skin, your attempt at breaths when they escape your lips sound like sad, sorry weeps. Your whole body, meanwhile, feels as though it is on fire. You'll make for quite the sorry sight indeed, but you'll forgive me, and my sympathy is limited. What? You did bring this upon yourself, you know. I do know that. You reap what you sow, and in your case, you made a series of bad decisions. I only made one decision, and that was to go to the castle. You did not give me the choice to make any other decision. Do not blame this upon me. But I suppose it was only one decision you needed to make, huh? You reap what you sow, and in your case, you made a series of bad decisions. You made one bad decision which led to your ultimate untimely demise. Now, what do you want to do? Will you accept this fate of yours and rest in peace, or will you try to fight against us? Do I have choices? Oh, I do have choices. Okay. Let's try to fight. I do not expect to have choices. It is a good answer, I must admit. I like it. Do you? It is impressive how very defiant you can be even in situations as discomforting as this. Now, try not to cry. Keep your chin up. This is but a minor setback in my story. Like all fair maidens, you are deserving of your own happy ending. Oh, I get a happy ending? Really? Do I? You only need the strength to try it and seek it out. Why don't we give this another go? Just try not to ensnare the hearts of any more monarchs, particularly those with unusual appetites. You are destined for far higher purposes than being an entree, and there are vastly more enjoyable ways to be eaten. Your fate is once again in your hands. Now, I wonder, which path will you take? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna save it here. Hold on. Save it. Go back. Load that. I'm gonna accept my fate so that I can end. No, I just... No, that's not it. It's not that I want to go to the castle. Stop messing with me, game. Good idea. Oh. Where even was that save? Wait, what? Wait. Did I make it right after saving there? That's funny. I think I made it right after I made the choice. I'm just gonna skip to the end of it. And accept my fate this time. Get an ending so that I can end my stream. Cause I need to go. We might continue it another time though. Accept my fate, please. What? Really? You're fine with being eaten alive in a dark, dingy dungeon and being left to rot? Listen, I tried my luck with the destiny, okay? I tried to save every character in Lake of Voices. I have bent down the spiral of trying. I know it is not worth it because in the end, I will die. I know the ending, so yes. There is no saving me. That does not sound like a very satisfying end to this particular narrative. But if that is what you want, then so be it. I will come back to you next time, though. I do not mind indulging you. This is what I have always done. After all, from the first moment we met, I have dedicated myself tirelessly to answering your wishes. And this is no different. I like this game. Do not be so foolish to think, though, that you can escape me, even if your life's blood has mingled with that of the princesses. What? Damn, I like this. I am not going to relinquish my hold upon you that easily. Oh yeah? I did pledge, after all, to remain by your side. Come what will, fire or flood. I will never leave you. Oh please, thank you. You will never feel lonely again. A love that consumes. How does it feel to be adorned, though? I could not read the rest of it, it just vanished. That's a great one. You know what? Next month we'll do the other two endings. I like this game. There's extras in it. Oh? There's locked stuff in it. Interesting. Gallery? Hold on. What about the pictures? Oh my god, no, this is like This is like Dark Knight. That's so... Can I? Ooh. Yes, I can. Oh. Go back? That's interesting. There's 3 choices. So there should only be like 3 things, right? Like, not 3 things, like 2 sets. 2 more sets after that one. But there's 3, which means there's something else too. Oh. There's music too that I can unlock? Wow, that's pretty cool. Yep, we're doing this next month along with Dark Knight. Yeah. Okay, so my next stream I believe is on 21st, which is Music Day. I'm not sure if it is World Music Day or National Music Day, but it is a music day. So we're gonna play some music games. Maybe Heal, or Where Music Dies, or Music Memories, but that's a demo, so I guess we can add it in either of those if we have time to do that. But yeah, that is gonna be it for today. I'm just gonna read that chat recap. The chat: a quiet alleyway in the city of cyberspace whispers secrets of loneliness. Emotes flicker like neon signs in the night for tears unshed. Oh, for sleuths seeking connection yet amiss. The silence and mystery lingers. Can whatever that is bloom in this digital desert? Only time will tell. It did. But, anyways, thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you, Bunny. Thank you, Solis, Gab, and CJ for stopping in. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night whenever you're watching it, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you everyone also for being here. Yeah, see you guys on next Saturday. Take care, love you all.